I don't know who this sister is, but I appreciate this mother of humanity, this divine light. She's telling the truth, and I'm going to continue to share her videos because, like I said, only sisters should be checking sisters, and only sisters are going to pull us up out of this bullshit. Only sisters are going to pull sisters up out of this. It's no man what as far as we have failed due to the fact that we have fallen this far. We are so separated. We are so distant from one another. We're so distant from one another. We're distant like water from trees, like the sun from the earth. Like we're completely distant, like nighttime from daytime. That's how distant we are from one another. And we're distant because we have the perception of the complex cell organism idea of how life should be operating via television, movies, commercials, certain entertainment, of certain books. This is how they tell you a family structure should be. Woman, child. Man is working, woman is working, provide for a house, got to get a mortgage so you can leave your children something behind. Even when you have a mortgage, you still don't own your property. You still don't own it. And the property value starts to actually decline. So you don't even own your property. Especially if you don't keep the maintenance up on your house, your property is going to decline. So they got us in the mind frame of going to go get a bag, going to go get go get this money. And you're out working 60, 70 hours a week, 40, 50, 60, 70 hours a week. And that is emotional abandonment from your children. See, the first thing is, if I'm gonna use a word real fast. And the word that I'm going to use is called abuse. And the first thing with black people, when we hear the word abuse, we think of something physical because of all the physical trauma that we have been through, whether it's by another race or it's by our own family member, friends, and loved ones that we have, or in people that we encounter that look like us. It doesn't matter. So the first time we hear abuse, the first thing we think of is physical. We don't even realize the detriment of psychological abuse. We don't even realize how much weight the psychological abuse holds over physical abuse. Psychological abuse, 9 times out of 10, when you are experiencing that, you don't even know that you're being abused. It's not one person that ever got smacked, punched, hit in any type of way or spoken to in any type of way and did not realize that the other individual, that individual was looking to do harm to you or was about to do harm to you or wanted to do harm to you. It's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. But when you're dealing with manipulation and psychological abuse, you don't even realize that the person is abusing you to the point that you are abusing yourself. And we have abandoned our children. And this is why our children mental status, along with the foods and the sugars and so forth and so on. But the main part is us. See, this is why I tell people, it don't matter what they give us. It don't matter what chemicals and poison they putting in our foods. If we was to stick together like nature, if we was to say we are taking care of our own children, we are medically evaluating and educating our own children. And guess what? We will participate in your economic system, but we're not going to be your entertainment in your economic system. We're not playing your footballs. We're not playing your basketball. We're not playing none of your sporting events. We don't want your millions of dollars. We will take our fruits, our vegetables, electric resources from the planet that we have to pay for. We will do that. Outside of that, we're not doing anything extra for you. And if we had that mentality, that's what nature is. Nature say, ants say, I'm taking care of ants. And we're doing what we're supposed to do for us. Now, is that going to help you in somewhat? Yes, it is going to help you in somewhat. However, we're not intentionally doing our job for you. We're not doing it just for you. So-called black people right now are working on this planet for another species to live comfortable. Hear this.
Choosing money over family. How many stories do we have to hear about women not being in the house and you're not being nurtured, and your kids, when they grow up, they say you weren't emotionally present because we've chosen money over family. And people say, well, I had to put food on the table. You know what? Some of y'all just need to be okay with downsizing, because the effect of your emotional absence costs way more. When we put it on the scale of how much they appreciated the 3-4 bedroom house and the impact of you not being emotionally there because you needed to pay for that house, you're like, I think I got to do this. I think I got to do that. Not understanding, you refuse to accept. They would rather have you in the house than working outside of the house trying to go get them a house. The nuclear family is like the biggest indicator of financial stability. Is staying together, y'all. It's keeping the kids engaged, y'all. It's keeping your husband and your wife engaged in the marriage, y'all. It has never been the income. So we got to add an order. Choosing money over family.
Exactly. It has never been the money. This is why in the complex cell creator know about this. He knows it's not about money. Got you working all these hours to get the best looking house on the block. You want to have the best looking house in the neighborhood. You want to have the best looking car. Meanwhile, your children, your family is in shambles. Meanwhile, our families are in shambles. We have the best car, the best house, the best gear. We eat the best so-called foods, which is poison. And our children are in shambles. Our families, our nucleus, the core values of our family unity is destroyed. Destroyed. Ask any kid, would they have rather went to school or rather be taught by their own parents? Any child. And this sister right here is dropping gems. She is dropping gems, and I'm going to share a lot of her videos. She is telling the truth. Less is more. Look at how many people got 4, 3, 4, 5 bedroom houses, and then look at their family nucleus. Look at it. Look at the millionaires and look at their family nucleus. Look at that. That's what you striving to be, like that. Only look good on when it's time to be in front of a camera, when it's time to be in front of other family members. So you want to act like y'all family is, we got it together. That's the only time you wanna put a perception to the world that y'all good, is when y'all around other people on the outside looking in. Yeah, this is real, because our minds has been programmed to believe that if we have more of the world, we have less problems. And that's not the issue. The more of the world we have, the more problems we have, because our problems lie in the fact that our children are not healthy mentally and physically, because of our abandonment, because of what we have accepted. And this is real. I wish I would have raised my children. I wish we would have been in a 1-bedroom, a 2-bedroom apartment. I don't give a fuck about no money. 2-bedroom apartment. We would have a better relationship. We would be better with one another. Just think about this, my people. A lot of people that watch my videos today may not understand what I'm getting ready to say, but the elders, the old heads do. Remember before the cell phones, the pagers and all that shit. Now, I remember a little bit before the cell phone and pagers, you understand? But I remember as a child growing up, it was a lot of people inside the household, and you had fun. You had fun with your family members. Y'all were close with one another. You had that nucleus together. Now look at us. Look at today. The more you have, the less family you have. The more of the world you have, the less values and morals that you have for yourself, and respect you have for yourself and your species. The more of the world you have. And this is facts. I appreciate you all. Abundance and gratitude. Less is more. Remember that.